Okay, so I have been doing a bunch of projects. Some are still in progress. I haven't finished all of them, but I thought I would share what I have so far and will share in the future. I had some technical difficulties, and so that's why there was a big long delay in me getting this done. But I watched a video from Crafty Girl. She was doing a haul, and she got this decor piece that had 3 pumpkins, and they were metal and wire and stuff like that. But they inspired me to make this piece, and I think the photos are pretty self-explanatory. Basically, I used cardboard and made some pumpkins and painted them and stenciled the words on with my stippling brush. And yeah, that's acrylic paint, and made some leaves and then put it all together with some, I think that's called jute, I'm not sure. Yeah, her piece had chain instead of jute to hang it with and stuff. Yeah, so that was my project. Hi. Hi. I'm trying to set up to film a project that I'm going to be working on, and Soma seems to be like extra cuddly these days, and so yeah, she's making it kind of hard for me to do anything these days. I think it's because the weather's getting cooler and she likes to snuggle up because it's warmer on my lap. So yeah, I can't get up to see what you're seeing. Hopefully you're seeing her. She just settled down on my lap just now. Yeah, I can't see what you're seeing. But anyway, this is, and excuse me for all the hums, but I'm just getting over a cold and stuff. But anyway, so I don't know if what you can see here, but this is a sneak peek of the project ahead. So yeah, I don't know when I'll be able to get to it, so there you go for now. Okay, so she let me up. It didn't take as long as I expected her to. I am going to take this piece of scrap paper and set up my tracer, and then I'll be back with you soon. Okay, hopefully it's dark enough. It probably isn't, but hopefully it's dark enough for me to see what I'm doing. And hopefully I have enough distance between the doors here to be able to do what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the idea. I have these die cuts, and they're awesome, but they're very small, and I want a bigger size. So what I'm going to do is use my tracer to help me enlarge my pieces to make myself a new pattern. So basically, and I've also had another idea to use a stamp. And like, if you have a stamp and you really love your stamp, but you want it bigger, you can do the same thing. Now, if you don't have a projector thingy, a tracer thing, I guess you can't do this. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm lucky enough to have this, and I don't use it enough, and I want to start using my stuff more, and so here we go. And of course Soma wants to help, and I'm not sure if this is going to work out for me or not. I think I don't Yeah, I think maybe it will. Okay. I just need to figure out... Okay, so the further back, I always get... One of the reasons that I don't use this much is that I get confused easily. And it takes me a while to set it up. But the further back I go, the bigger my piece is. The bigger my projection is. And the more I fiddle with this, the clearer the image is. Maybe I could trace Soma's profile this way. Okay, so I'm going to move that over here, and hopefully Soma won't make a mess out of it. And then I'm going to use a piece of paper. Now I should tape the piece of paper to the door to make it easier on me. And I have it upside down, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to move it so that it's not upside down. Now, I'm thinking that you could do this with just about anything you have, but just bear in mind that it gets really hot in there. Under the glass, under the light here, it gets very dark. Excuse me. No, leave that be. Thank you. Okay, and I can't actually go as far as I want to go. And Soma's going to give me some trouble. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not big enough. Okay. Okay, so figured out a way to make it a little bit darker by opening the furnace room door. These are going to be noisier because the door's open, but hopefully I can get this working better. Okay, so put my cat image under there again. Turn it on and figure out what to do. Okay, and I'm limited by the cord as well. But I'm happy with that, I think. That's a good size. Okay. So now I just trace. And you don't have to watch me do the whole thing, but I think I've done this before on camera anyway, so basic, yeah, and I'm probably in the way anyway, so you probably can't see very well. So okay, so I'll show you this later. It's not the easiest thing to trace, but especially the design part, but I think it'll be good enough, and I'll put that aside for now. And now I'm going to see if my idea for the cutting die pieces will work or not. Start with an easy piece, the bodice. You probably can't see a thing right now because it's dark in here, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think this is going to work perfectly. So yeah, I think it's going to be great. So I'm just going to trace that. See, that's why I should be taping the piece of paper, but I'm too lazy to do it between each. And it'd be good when you're doing this if you had a pencil that has a good eraser on it, or an eraser handy. Just marking the spots for the holes. Okay, I think this is going to work perfect. So, got that piece, and now I'm going to do the arms. I wonder if I can fit the arms, legs, and... yeah, I wonder if I can fit the arms and legs on the same piece of paper. I have a small window to work with, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe if I put them like this. See, I don't know if I have enough space on there. Perfect, I do. Now do I have enough space on my page? Not quite. Okay, so I do have to do one at a time. Okay, now I know. That's okay. I can live with that. I can do both legs at a time, I think. There we go, that's better. Do I have room on my page? Yes, but I should put them closer together to make it easier. There, that should do. So there you have it. If you have cutting dies that are like small but you want a large version of it, you can make it whatever size you want. Well, with the restraints of, within the restrictions of how your tracer allows. But this is cool. I'm happy that this is working out. Okay, I did a bad job on that foot. I want to do that again. It's hard not to get my own head, my own self in the way too, so. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. And I'm just going to continue on with all the different pieces. Okay, so the tracer needs to cool down before I can put it back in its box. So I'll let it do that. But let me show you what I ended up with. So I'm really happy that this worked out, that it did what I was hoping it would do. So this is a wing, and I made it bigger. So the idea is that you just turn it over to get the other, the other side of the wing. So you only need the one for this pattern. Put them over there for a minute. And then this is another style of wing that I did the same thing. Now for the wings, I had to adjust the distance from the projection and everything, but I did these last, and so it didn't interfere with the rest of the things I was doing. This is white and pencil, so you probably are not seeing very well, but I did this butterfly shape, which I'm happy worked out okay. And I was really happy to notice that the head shape is very egg-like. Now, I didn't do a good job of tracing it, but I'm going to fix it in a minute. But this is a perfect egg shape, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to use this for eggs because I love eggs, and so yeah, I made myself a bigger one. So I have a head shape, but I also have an egg shape. So yeah, I'm going to kind of fix it a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to round this little bit off a little bit better. And make this a little bit pointier on this end. So there we go. Yay! And my intention is to cut these out and then use them as a template, and then to trace around them. And I will trace them on cereal box or something like that to make the piece stronger, so that it'll last longer for future projects to trace around. Whoops. Almost lost my head there. Okay. And yeah, okay, I think I'm happy enough with that. Maybe I'll trace that part again in different sizes, so I'll have different sized eggs, but I'll do that later. Okay, I think I'm happy enough with that for the head anyway. And yeah, there's the neck as well. So you can see they're considerably bigger than they were. So I can make myself a huge paper doll if I want to now. And I could make it like smaller again, but I could make it different sizes so that I have the legs. And I didn't change the location so that it would all be the same size ratio, so that it would work out okay. And the torso. Okay, so there's the doll pieces, and this is how the cat turned out. So yeah, so again, considerably bigger. And I plan on making an art journal page with that soon. And I'm gonna like keep my reference pieces so that I can adjust stuff if I need to when I'm making my better patterns and working on my projects. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is find those things that I traced. I'll do this later, as well as that and that, because we don't need them right now. I will want to use these, but not right now. Oh, and that one too. Okay, so this is just pieces of cereal box that I've got here to make these stronger and last longer for tracing around. It's just easier to, in my opinion, to trace around stuff like this on cereal box rather than on paper, because it's stronger, I guess, or you know, it gives you a little bit of an edge to trace around. And I think what I'm going to do is use some of this carbon copy paper to trace onto the cardboard with, instead of cutting out and tracing and
because that's extra work. But if you don't have carbon copy paper, then that's how you would do it. You would cut out your shape and then trace around it on your cardboard, and then use your stuff. Okay, feels like I might not have been right. Okay, I wasn't on the cardboard at the right place, so let's try that again. Yeah, so let's try that again. So, yeah, basically I'm just going to do this for the parts of the doll. Yeah, okay, that's better. So I'll put the pieces on and then cut them out. And keep the original tracing for when this gets worn out or something, or just because. Just because. That's good enough reason, isn't it? Okay, I'm not going to be able to fit that on there. I think that's probably all I can fit on this. On this piece. So then, like I said, I will cut them out. And then I will have something better to use. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. And on the parts with the holes, I'm going to use my, I don't know what size it is, but anyway, it's a smaller punch for the hole, and I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I'm going to do this to each of my pieces and be back. Okay, so I've got my pieces cut out, and I'm going to use pieces of pizza box to do this. Now, if you wanted to do this, you could use a cereal box. I mean, it would work, but I just want something a little bit stronger and thicker, so that's why I'm using pieces of pizza box. But so yeah, now I'm just going to use the patterns I just made for myself, and I'm going to trace around, and then I'm going to cut them out and go from there. Now, as I was cutting this particular piece out, I realized that I could use this to make a dress form with, and I might actually try doing that. Hold on a sec. Okay, so I'm going to, and I don't want, okay, so where's the, so if I did that, I'm just lining up the holes for the pieces. if I did that and traced around that, and don't even really need the jagged edge thing. I could just do that. And I don't need the holes. So I've got that, and then I can use a ruler. This is as good as it gets for me with a ruler. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, I don't want it that wide actually, so okay, since this is going to be a pattern, let's try doing it just a little bit. Okay, so it's 1 inch. I usually measure in centimeters, but it's 1 inch, but how? Okay, hold on. Give me my centimeters. Okay, so 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters, and then from that, 2. Okay, let's do the inches just this time, just because it's easier to find the center. What did I just do? 1 inch from that. I mean, ½ an inch. Okay, it seems off. It seems crooked. How can it? So, started. See, I can't measure. Even if I try, I just can't do it. 5. 5. So I don't understand why it's not cooperating. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it 1 over just to make it better. Okay, so, and then from my centimeters, I don't want it thick, so it needs to come over. I don't understand. Okay, I'll use this line. There. Okay. Still too thick, maybe, but okay, and then I think I'll make a separate piece for the feet, just because I'm hoping it's easier, because it doesn't fit on there. Okay, so we have 1 centimeter. And I need something that looks like that. Okay, wait, let's do this on a piece of scrap paper so that I can easily have an identical okay, so there. With how that looks. The corrugate is giving me some trouble. Okay, that's better. I like that better. I think I want it to curve a little bit more. Kind of a big one, but I can do this again with the smaller piece. But for now, and what you could do is make two of this piece I'm making right now and then slot it right there, and then it should stand up on its own. There. Okay, I'm not going to cut this out right now because that was I got sidetracked. So back to what I was doing. Let's see, that doesn't fit there, but it does if I do that. Where'd that go? Maybe I'll... I'm just trying to maximize, trying to not waste space on my cardboard. That should work good enough. You okay, my girl? Mama didn't mean to push you off. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to, whoops, try to avoid moving it like I do. I'm not very good at tracing things because my thing always moves. Even if I'm trying to be careful, it always moves. But that should do. So anyway, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to trace around each piece and then cut them out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've just been using my poke tool for these holes, but you could use your crocodile to make the holes if you wanted to. Now okay, so I cut the pieces for one, and then I cut all the pieces for another one except for the legs, because I have a plan. Oops, I guess I forgot the neck for this one. Kind of important, the neck. Kind of need it to, you know, hold your head up and stuff. Okay, and I had also forgotten to mark the hole, but I will use this one to tell me where to put it. Poke tool. Good to go. Okay, she's done. Now, like I was saying, I have a plan. So, I have this piece, and I have this piece of cardboard here. It's another piece of cereal box. Pizza box. And I think I'm going to use that, trace it like that, and kind of leave it there for a bit of a guide for the size. I bet you can't figure out what I'm doing. Ha. Probably know it even before I got started. Okay, now the corrugate makes it a little bit tougher to, because it makes your pencil want to go in straight lines and stuff. So it's a bit harder to do what you want to do here, or what I want to do. Okay. So, let's try that again. Right there, right there. And maybe if I go this way, yeah, that way it's a little bit easier for some reason. Okay. Okay, and I think I'm gonna put a hole right there. And so cut it off right there, and then use that. I better cut it out just to make it easier on myself. Hope I didn't cut that too far. I think it'll be good. Oh, that looks kind of neat. It looks kind of like a one of them, what are those called? That kind of skirt that, anyway, it's kind of neat looking. I tell you, one thing leads to another, to another, to another, and I just can never keep up with myself. I just can't keep up with myself. Help! Okay. Okay, now put that. I'll put this piece over here. And then I'm going to use this piece as a guide of this piece. So put that over there. And I guess okay. And I think I'm going to want this part separate as well. So I'm going to, and really I only need one piece because it can, I mean, I only need to, for the pattern I only need one piece. But I will need two pieces for the finished product. So I'm going to cut these out. What? What's the matter, my girl? I'm making lots of interactive pieces so that my mermaid can be more flexible, so that she's not so static or something. Not sure what the word I'm looking for is. It might not even work. It might look silly, but it's worth a try. It's just cardboard. And I'm having fun, so there you go. So like that. Maybe the other one can go underneath or on top. Okay, so I need another piece like that. Okay, before I assemble this, I do want to trace these pieces so that I have the pattern onto cereal box. So there you go. But that's the basic idea. I'll be back.